Hello chess students, my name is Castoni, I'm a professional chess coach, and today I'm willing to share a free lesson with all of you on one of the most important topics in chess regarding dynamic play. So first of all, let's understand one thing. In chess, we have static advantages and dynamic advantages. A static advantage is a certain advantage that you could hope to hold on to in the long run. For example, you have an extra piece, you have your opponent's damaged pawn structure to play against. It's something that is there in the long run. Now, short-term advantages or dynamic advantages are the ones that usually vanish with time. For example, think of initiative or lead in development. Eventually, your opponent will also develop pieces, and then you're going to be equal in the development. So when you have to play dynamically, when your opponent has more static advantage. Now, how do you know that? There are a lot of different theories surrounding that and formulas that you could be using, but I think the most simple one is just think if the game is going to be developing by taking a normal, healthy, natural development pace, who is better? Another important factor is usually looking at the attackability of the kings. So just take a look at the position in front of you, and I'm going to also explain you what to do when you feel like you're statically worse and you're required to play dynamically. Let's analyze this position. Right now, even though it may seem that the white king is weaker, it's actually not true. The damaged pawn structure near the king does not indicate in itself that the king is vulnerable. It's the pieces that are coming to get it that make the king in danger. So currently, it's very hard to think how black's pieces could even land a check or open up the white's king. On the other hand, white is threatening the move g4, after which g5 is going to come, and soon the black's king is going to be opened. The rooks are going to be involved very quickly, the bishop can move to d4. Really, if white gets the move g4, black is in trouble. Well, let's analyze that. Is it true? Let's play a very simple, static move like rook to e8 and see what happens after pawn to g4. Well, you could be ignoring problems all you want, but on the next move, g5 is going to be coming. So I don't even know what move to suggest which would look not dynamic. For example, let's say bishop to b4. Now, I guess I have to move the knight. So for example, knight to b5. And in this position, if we're making one slow move, like for example, rook to e7, g5 is going to be coming. Once you play a move like knight to d7, f6 is going to be coming. And the position is simply collapsing for black. Everything starts to drop, and the black's king really is in a lot of danger. So we realize that this g4, g5 is coming, and black is in the scream of dynamic play. Now, when you have to play dynamically, you have to understand there are three types of dynamic moves. These are the trades, or exchanging pieces, attack/threats, and pawn moves. So once I understand that I'm statically worse, as black, I start considering or creating a list of candidate moves that would include those three types of moves. For example, bishop to b4, I'm creating a threat. That's on the list of candidate moves. Rook to c3, that's an exchange. Even though I lose material, I will be opening up the white's king this way. And bishop to c5, which offers a trade, and also a pawn move h5, which facilitates the defense against pawn to g4. Now, funnily enough, if you turn on the engine in this position, these are going to be top 4 options for black. Black has to play dynamically. So we can change the character of the position completely with, for example, rook takes c3, a temporary sacrifice, in order to make the white king vulnerable. So the character of the position changes completely. If white was to play, for example, g4 and just continue their attack, now we are going to be retaliating. Notice that after queen takes b3, the white's king is just getting weaker and weaker. Soon we can involve the bishop and the rook into the game, and I think everybody would be picking the black's pieces over here. So what happened in the game was white played rook to d2 in order to meet queen a3 with the move rook to b2, guarding the b3 pawn. Black played b5, another dynamic attempt to further open up the lines that would allow the black's pieces come and attack the white's king. We have a takes b5, rook to b8, rook starts playing, pawn to c4 guarding the pawn on b5, queen to b4. Now white's king is even more vulnerable. And after a few moves, black had a fantastic position. The pieces are coming to the white's king, knight to d5, bishop a3, and black soon won the game. Let's take a look at another instructive example. In this position, I think it's clear to most that white is better. White has a very good knight over here that has potential. Most importantly, black's king looks really weak as we have this battery of queen and rook that are threatening the black's king. However, black is in the need of just a couple of moves like bishop to d7 and, for instance, rook to f8 in order to say, well, you had a good position, but this would be enough for me to defend. So if white was to play statically, and let's just see what happens if you waste a few tempi, like say a3, and then we make another slow move like king to g2, rook f8, and the position already is balanced. What does that tell us? That white is statically not better. White doesn't have a long-lasting advantage. Therefore, he's in the need of dynamic play. So again, we would look at threats, pawn moves, and exchanges. And Yusupov, grandmaster with the white pieces here, finds d6. The idea of this move is to allow our knight to join the attack via d5 square. C takes d6, knight to d5, and soon white was able to find tactics, continue this initiative against the black's king. Black has no break to breathe. White is coming after him. And a few moments later, black is winning the bishop because of the pin that exists on the 8th rank, and white is winning the game. If you like what you hear, consider hiring me as your professional chess coach online. My contacts are on the left. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next class. Bye-bye.